Yeah, man! Serious times down in Johannesburg. Watch the fire now. Listen! The horns! Oh, yeah. The stage was set, the lights were low for the big G20 show. Leaders coming from across the sea to talk about the world economy. Johannesburg was dressed to impress, ready to clean up the global mess. But before the first gavel could sound, a different kind of noise started going around. Now everybody talking about Cyril's big blunder. He lighting the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. The see politicians step up to the mic, spewing out words that nobody like. They open their mouths and the fire jump out, insulting America, scream and shout. They're telling tall tales, they're telling the lies, right there under the African skies. And the media catch it, they run with the ball, they amplify the noise until the whole thing fall off. Talking about Cyril's big blunder, he lighting the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down the bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. Yeah. Watch the house of cards, they're tumbling on. Yeah, blow it down, what a mess. I look at the president sitting up high, I see that little twinkle in his eye. He cracking that smile, that devious grin, while the diplomatic ice is getting very thin. You think the eagle gonna take that heat? Nah, sir, they won't take a seat. No Uncle Sam at your Josie party. You chase them away, you're acting too hearty. It's Cyril's big blunder, he lighting the match while we standing under. You think you're smart with that devious smile, but you're burning down a bridge for mile after mile. Oh, Cyril's big blunder, what a heavy price when you're playing politics and rolling the dice. The party is cancelled, the guests wouldn't come. Now we dancing alone to the beat of the drum. Yeah, they staying away America now come to Johannesburg today. You set the house on fire, man, what kind of plan? Cyril, wipe that smile off your face. It's a disgrace. No, sir. No, sir.
The White Army marches on. For decades in the uniform, he held the land so tight, defending freedom everywhere from morning into night. From Europe down to Africa, the Middle East and home, the colonel hung his boots up, thought he'd rest his weary bones. He looked upon the world today, the chaos and the noise, and saw the messy circus of the fakers to the trolls beneath the bridge, to the hate wankers hiding on the digital ridge. It matters not who's listening, the evil or the kind, because the colonel's got the drive to open up the mind. Legacy media serving up the lens of lies and fake, but we shatter all the mirrors for the future's sake. Energy and enthusiasm breaking through the screen, the sharpest moral clarity the world has ever seen. They tried to shut the signal down, the shadow and the band, but you cannot stop the spirit of a mission-driven man. We see the objective, yeah, we see it crystal clear. The army is assembled and the victory is here. And the Wyatt Army marches on. The signal is steady, the confusion is gone. We don't need the fantasies from the leftist side. We've got the colonel and the truth as our guide. Yeah, the Wyatt Army marches on until the fake news twilight turns to dawn. We see the objective, we know where we belong. The Wyatt Army marches on. The Wyatt Army marches on. He served the flag with honor. He served it well. Now he serves the truth, saving us from hell. No stymie to his pace, no slowing of the stride, with the Wyatt Army marching right by his side. Truth will triumph.
And now, live from Central Pennsylvania, it's your host, Chris Wyatt. Welcome back, folks. Good to see you again. How's it going? Welcome back, folks. All right. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Good evening. Welcome back to Night Owls. It is 22:08. The Chinese clock is 2 minutes behind. You know, it's sad. George Washington up there is bust right next to the Chinese clock. Always losing time. We lost another minute from earlier today. It's just amazing. And there's no way to adjust it. It's a digital clock. I can't make any adjustments to it. At least I haven't figured out a way. Good evening. What an eventful day. The 16th of December, 2025. Reconciliation Day in South Africa, Geloof de Dag, and the rewriting of history, the whitewashing of history, as the blacks-only celebration held by Cyril Ramaphosa, in which I saw just one white person present of the hundreds of people. There might have been more, and Tani Pat was there, but she's colored, not white. One white person is all I saw, and Zulu MPs coming along, celebrating their great victory over the land seizers. Forget that the Zulu were the ultimate land seizers, killing upwards as many as 1 million South Africans during the Mfukani, which suddenly is brushed right under the carpet. Oh, yes, that's inconvenient. We can't talk about Shaka and Dingaan and the things that they did and the people they murdered. You know, Shaka killed every woman he ever knocked up. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. That is paranoid schizophrenic. But so much for unity today when South Africa's immigration authorities, we believe to be them, people wearing khaki uniforms, which matches the Border Management Authority's uniforms, raided an office, a location, a hostel, whatever you want to call it, but located a U.S. immigration processing site with U.S. diplomatic officials in South Africa, raided the site, went through a building looking for the Americans. The Americans evacuated that site, apparently safely without any issue. It also apparently safely removed all material to identify anyone who's participating in the program. However, refugees were video filmed. They were photographed, they were harassed, they were insulted, they were intimidated by the behavior of racist guards based on what they said. Not guards, racist members of this organization that was there. The words from multiple sources being told things like, aha, shame, you little whiteys running off to America, things like that. That can only come from the mouth of a racist. This is unfortunate to see this. Of course, I've been attacked by the flying monkeys because I was the first journalist in the world to report this. Not the first person to know about it. Obviously, the people there knew about it. And beyond that, American officials were already informed. I then subsequently contacted people in the U.S. government to find out, in fact, what I was being told by multiple dozens of South African refugee aspirants was actually true, because people tend to spread things around like wildfire inside WhatsApp and Facebook groups. And in fact, I didn't disbelieve the people, but I needed some sort of information to confirm it before I ever did a news report. Of course, unlike South Africa's irresponsible press, I don't rely exclusively on Twitter feeds or on people's social media accounts. I try to get the best sourcing I can, and I'm clear if it's unclear. But in this case, I had confirmation from the U.S. government that, in fact, this event had happened in South Africa, and therefore I reported on it. And for my troubles, I got some respect and I get some retweeting on social media by South Africans who follow this. Some people also misquoted me and misstated what I said. I never said USCIS offices were ever raided. I never said that. There are no USCIS offices. And that report, so I understand what happened now. Bianca van Wyk reported that I said that because she listened to Stephen Z.A., and Stephen Z.A. misspoke and misquoted what I said. So she, of course, I can't respond on her Twitter account to tell her she was incorrect because I've never commented there, and she's blocked me from her account. That's what cowards do. She's blocked me from her account. You know, I can't even see her. I mean, I can't even respond to her. So she reports fake news on top of a misstatement by someone else who's reporting what I said. And then her and her little flying monkey Twitter crowd come around and attack me. And the video that I post on this, the endless, abusive, insulting, racist, garbage bile reported by South Africans who are leftist, hate-wanking scumbags who don't like the truth and called me names because the media didn't report it. Well, the fact that I reported the stuff almost 12 hours before me, well, not 12 hours, 9 hours before media outlets got a hold of this story doesn't make it untrue. It just means that I'm attuned to events in South Africa, and I'm fortunate to have people who are kind enough to share with me the events happening in their life, which they won't share with the media because they don't trust the media. And therefore, I was the first on the scene. Now, that's unfortunate that the media can't be trusted like that, but that's the bottom line. Now, since I reported on that story, it went hours after that. I received lots of abuse from shameful, disgusting, vile, repulsive people you wouldn't even give a second look to. Probably couldn't get a date if they hung meat around their neck. Couldn't get a date if they hung meat around their neck. It's just sad people. And in the meantime, what has happened? The Daily Caller has published this story. CNN has published this story. The Hill has published this story. They have all published this story. And the State Department deputy spokesperson said that they will report on this later on. They will share more about this, but in fact, the incident did occur. So vindicated? Yes, vindicated. Why? Because I'm a real person, a real journalist, a person of character, a person of honor, not like these scumbags who attack me, these sad, pathetic little hate wankers. So there's my opening comments, folks. Is Lily here? Evening, Lily. Lily and I chatted about this today. It's disgraceful. And see, all the little hate wankers who claim I said this or I did that or he doesn't know what he's talking about, every time they get smacked down, it's just a PK to the head every freaking time. Jedes Mal. Also die sprechen aus dem Scheiße aus dem Mund. Das kommt hier raus. Jeden Tag. Ja, der Colonel, der hat etwas falsch gesagt. Ja, was hat der? Der Mann arbeitet für die CIA und so weiter. Ja, der Mann. Ja, der Mann. Bin ich. Ich bin der Mann. Und ich spreche nur die Wahrheit. Nur die Wahrheit. Ja, was ich sage, was daraus kommt, ist nur die Wahrheit. Hör zu. Guck mal. Blöde Leute. Arschlöcher. Well, Sean, Nadir, it doesn't matter that they're playing down the answer. The point is that they reported on it. And I was attacked endlessly by these scumbags. All right, let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Rachel Luker gave a membership. Thank you for that earlier. Hendo. This be an interesting night owl, says Hendo. What time does the stream start? Joe, Texas. The night owls always starts at 5 a.m. South African time or 6 a.m. It depends on the time of year. It's a one show that I adjust because I just can't stay up that late all the time. This time of year works out well for me because it started at 11 p.m. It starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. So for you, in Texas, that's going to be 9. All right, welcome. Jan Filion, D-Dog, thank you for membership. The Rise and Fall of Show Administration, crazy dictator who could never stop lying, even see no overhaul. That's a good song right there, Jan. News about the raid. Yes, Joe, Texas. I confirm it did happen. Also, it does not appear that they retrieved any list or any information. That stuff was apparently, we believe, protected. But I can't confirm that 100%. We're going to have to wait for the U.S. government to respond on that. I'm simply sharing with you what the refugee aspirants saw, but they're not trained investigators. They're people looking to escape persecution. Some of them are observant. Some of them see things they think they see. So we have to weigh that. So I don't believe it, but we can't confirm. Max DK, welcome to you. Arthur Kent, I think the next few days will be very interesting, full of surprise. I think so too. Yep. And Always Summer. Isn't that from a show? Bitter Ender, be strong, be brave, don't be intimidated. I'm sure the American diplomats would have secured the register. Don't antagonize anyone if you're in a confront. Exactly. But that doesn't help the people who were videotaped and filmed outside the venue. Frey DeToy, welcome to Ulrich Fenter. Christoph Seal, good morning to you. People really, especially at register, can they see all who've supplied a passport? Exactly, Charles. I mean, people need to relax. I said that earlier. I don't want you all worried about this register. Get over it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to be concerned about it if they got a register. I'm just saying what witnesses heard people saw, or what witnesses heard people say. That's what I said. So people need to listen to the words I'm saying. They matter, okay? All right. Surely most supply passports aren't part of the program. Actually, Spiffik, you're mistaken. Most of y'all don't have passports in South Africa. That's why this has become a major issue. Yeah, most of the people who've been applying for passports since February have been South Africans hoping to get out of the country. They've been inundated. Home Office is just swamped in many locations around the country with passport applications. So yeah, it's the surge in passport applications. So, you know, there are lots of indicators whether people are coming or going or they're part of this program. Anyway, it doesn't matter whether you're on the list or not. People speculate and assume you are. Look at all the people like the lady when I was in South Africa earlier this year, and she was in a pick and pay block taking her trolley with her small infant out to the car, and a black guy came up and said, "Give me the keys to your car," during broad daylight, and she's like, "Huh?" And this is near Blaubergstrand in the Western Cape, or Blouberg. It's near there, and she's like, "Huh?" He didn't threaten her or anything, but he's like, "Yeah, aren't you going to fuck off to America?" That's what the guy said to her. This is back in April. Yep. Scare tactics. The purpose of this is to frighten people, and it's working. Oh, see, look, Lilu, relax. They don't have your details. How do you know they have your details? Get a grip, okay? Calm down. Yeah. Good evening. Welcome. Rudolph Skeppers. Spitfic. Considering they said they know who the people are before having the register, it's definitely a bluff and nothing to be afraid of. Exactly, Spiff. Exactly right. They didn't have anything, and they're out there. We know who you are. We know your names. It's a scare tactic. It's bullying tactic. It's what the Nazis in this Sturmabteilung did. It's what the Soviets did. They sow fear. They sow fear. This is a government that's there to protect you. What were you doing that's illegal? What were you doing that's against public order? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. And that is the problem. That is the problem. That's the role of government, is to protect people, not to intimidate and abuse them. So what has happened, you should actually, I mean, unless you were there today and you were traumatized by the incident, if you weren't there, you should be like, wow, I don't have to prove anything now. The South African government has just opened the door and just told the world that they are oppressing South Africans. Now, you could say this one's not racially oppressive, and that'll be true. It's political repression. Political repression is a basis for coming to America. Most of our people are coming over for years that were suffering from political repression. Political repression. So that's exactly right. Ram in a speech yesterday mocked our Christianity about the Chlofte. He's definitely not a Christian. No, whoever said he was a Christian, I didn't. Foul example, human being. Well, I got you, Rudolph. Okay. Arhen, Dirk Kutsia, howdy, folks, from the wild Rainbow Nation. Indeed, indeed, indeed. The Rainbow Nation, where no white people are invited to the distortion of history with Zulu impis marching around. Zulu impis, mind you, that were crushed by 464 truck bores. Yes. Oh, yes, and make all the excuses you want. Well, they had superior firearms. Well, the Zulu had some firearms, too. Well, you got your ass handed to you. The 16th December, 1838. That's the bottom line here. You got your ass handed to you, and there are people who have nothing to do with the Zulu. He's a frickin' Venda. He's not even a Zulu. And they forget what an evil tyrant Dingaan was. They forget what an evil bastard Shaka Zulu was. They forget all of this stuff. And they glamorize and glorize it. It's simply vile, repulsive empire builders who murdered thousands, who raped and pillaged, who amalgamated the Zulu nation. If that's the pride of your history, well done. Well done. Hey, Loretta, what's going on? Malcolm Cloty, what's going on, Malcolm? Shard, welcome to you. Membership. And 118,000 is more than you have, Dirk. What did Dirk say? Huh? Yeah, we hit 118,000 subscribers today. About 600 new subscribers, I think. Thank you for that. In Rama's speech, he stated and clearly made a distinction between Afrikaners and South Africans. Listen to the way he said it. There's a different line. He said, yeah, exactly. Malcolm says, I can't even get my wife and kids. Oh, Dirk says, I can't get my wife and kids, so I wouldn't even attempt a career in podcasting. Why are they having to go at you, Dirk? Did I miss something? Dogzilla's back. How you doing, Dogzilla? What's the word? What's going on in Seattle? You missed it. We had a tribute song for you earlier. You know that song you like? Someone asked for it earlier today. Woo, it tastes sweet. I haven't had anything, so that's sweet. So what is the ANC planning for us next? Saying we attack their helpless Olympians with an army. I have to watch all of it. I mean, it's absolutely comical. Okay, once again, how have I described this? Before I ever heard Cyril Ramaphosa's blather. By the way, I've downloaded it, and I'm going to go through it probably if I have time, although I don't know what time I'm going to have tomorrow. I'll go through it and use clips to refute his garbage. But what did I say? I said that the truck boys were itching for a fight. The Zulu were itching for a fight to wipe them out, to show. And you listen to Ramaphosa. Did you hear the part where he said, the indigenous Zulu and their sovereignty? There was no sovereignty. They weren't indigenous. This was a recently amalgamated nation of tribes. Former tribes were forced together by the rampaging efforts of a psychotic despot named Shaka Zulu, who has an airport named after him in Durban, by the way. There's no way anyone got details from U.S. Systems, Information Protection. Yes, Alan McGonigal, I do not disagree with you, but that's not the... Okay, guys. Okay, see, now I'm going to set this straight right now, okay? When people enter properties, every time I go on a property in South Africa with private security guards, they want my damn driver's license, and they put the details down. They try to scan it on the back, but my card doesn't get read by most of their readers. They have to punch it in manually. So they have information about me. When I went to visit Gareth Cliff, to be interviewed in this program, they wrote my details down. When I went to another place, a guest house, they wrote my details down. When I went to an office building in Joburg, they wrote my details down. They try to scan the card every time. This is what security does in South Africa. That's a register that they're looking for. Whether that is there or not is an open-ended question, but don't worry about it. There's nothing to it. With everything else going on, unfolding, we are in for a draconian state. You already have a draconian state. Cat Lady, Willem, what's going on, man? Urban Homestead, Work People, Vesperlin, Love Hate, Severny Discovery, Hermanus Johannes Erlang, Carolyn, Ants is back. Hey, it's Ants in P. What's going on, man? Song Low Key Vibe. Okay, Morning Colonel White. Okay, love the tunes. Cool. Merlin, welcome to you. There's another super chat. Mamax, clarification, Southern government expect full cooperation accountability. All right, let's see if they made an excuse. Aha. Well, that's the Hill story. Yeah, the Hill story. That's the one I've also got too. So yeah, I've got that one. Thank you, man, Max. Yeah, all the stories, they use the stories to report the story that happened. They ignore the story and they talk about how Trump has been spreading misinformation. The CNN story did the same thing. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. Okay, thank you for 35 Rand. Clouds are gathering. Got a few clouds at this hour gathering. All right, this is not the record for Night Owls, by the way. Technically, the record for Night Owls was 38,000 people watching it. Over 50,000, yeah, but 38,000 when I was live. That was when I spoke for 3 hours and 38 minutes on the 7th of February when Trump announced his executive order. And in the evening, I went ahead and went live after analyzing it, quickly looking at the law to ensure that I knew what I was talking about. And then I stand by virtually everything I said on the 7th of February. It's almost all 100% correct today. So that would be the top one ever. We had thousands of people watching that show at one point. I hated to leave. All right, so, hey, Janet, where the hell have you been? Man, we sent out a search party for you. We got people combing South Carolina actively looking for Janet. Haven't seen her in ages. Xavier Grayling's here. Welcome to you. Rian, Huguenot, is it Huguenot Gebrecht? Okay. Hugo Engelbrecht. Boy, that just ran together. Hugo. Welcome, Hugo. Denise Bellingham. I hope all involved in the scare tactics on AMC is to intimidate you or calm down and analyze this for what it is. You're all in our thoughts. Okay. Yeah, it's scare tactics, folks. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for our people and Americans just as I struggled to keep sleep last night. Monica, you do not need to struggle to sleep. Do not. There's no threat to you. This is scare. It's intimidation is what it is. It is not like Afrikaans period. Yesterday was the day known as the Battle of Blood River. Yes, I'm aware of that, Eugene. Thank you for sharing that. We are already 200,000, but only 50, or 200 plus. Yeah. Oh, how many likes we got now? Folks? Let's take a look real quick. We've got 175 likes. That's a good start. Thank you all for being here. Analysis. Okay. Americans treat us really well. I hope they're good. Spiffik. Okay. I'm not sure what reference that is, when and how, with that today or previously. Did YouTube unsubscribe me else? Hold, you got unsubscribed. See, you've experienced it. That's called shadow banning. That's called shadow banning. When they take you off of a popular or controversial content creator and they remove your subscription, it happened to my moderator, Hendo, 4 times, I think it was, in one day back in 2021, I think it was. It was crazy. Anne Marie likes the music. Cool. Okay. Already busy this morning. Might break the night hour. No, we're not going to break any records. Okay. Oh, well, my chat. I'm catching up now. So here's the super chats. Let me jump ahead here. Hello from Durban. Do you think today's instant will have those people process faster? No, I don't know what will happen with those people. The only thing I can confirm 100%, because I know people who were supposed to be on the flight, I also know from other sources that those refugees who were supposed to fly out to this previous, yesterday even for South Africans, still today for us, 16th December, those refugees did not fly. They were pulled from the flight and are in a safe location where the U.S. government is overseeing their security tonight. Well, it's morning there now. So that I know. Those people will most likely be taken out of the country as soon as practical. Could be as early as this evening. I don't know. I can't state when, and I'm not going to speculate, but I can tell you that they will get them out as soon as possible. Once again, that's what I can confirm this evening from those. In fact, one of them, you know one of those people. I'll leave it at that for now. People watching this channel for a long time knows one of those people. Okay, my concern is what are their intentions? Well, I don't think there's an intention to get a list. Again, I'm pretty confident that the South African government has a good feel or an idea of people who've applied for this program. There are many ways to figure that out. If they have a half-decent intelligence service, they can figure many things out. They won't have complete information, but they'll figure a lot out. So stop stressing over the register, okay? Now, everyone's stressing over the register. Good Lord. If they're going to get you, they're going to get you. They would have come for you long ago. Nothing further known developments from officials regarding this issue. Yes, there is, Rohan. I reported. Are you listening? Or was this, well, that's 8 minutes ago, so maybe you've already said. There is more information. U.S. government State Department deputy spokesperson confirmed that there was an event that took place. Thank you, Lenko Makapana. You must want to comment. Okay, so Christian, welcome to you. Martin Funstad, $10 super chat. Well, thank you. Thank you for your informative channel. You're very welcome. Thanks for being here. I do not think the scare tax will work as a Trump supporter. I also double down with threat, says Sean. I'm with you. Good morning, Christian S. Greenies the goat, okay. And Shalom Aramakat. Please explain the difference between repression and oppression. Okay. I'm just grateful I'm on that list even more now, says Greenie. I don't think there's any paper registration list. Everything is done on USCIS lap. You know, okay, good stuff. I just explained. It isn't really germane. I don't know why people are freaking out over it. Get over it. I mean, I can't believe that's the focus of the story. The bigger focus of the story to me is how your constitutional rights were violated. Your section 16, your section... Did somebody just give a bunch of memberships? Thank you. Quids, you've been a member. Oh, it's just your renewal. That's the bigger issue here is your violation. And the biggest issue here is the violation of the Vienna Convention. This is a violation of the Vienna Convention diplomatic immunity. This is a shocking transgression that only fascist states like the Chinese Communists, the Soviet Union would dare undertake something like this, or the Iranians. Yeah. The Zulu got firearms from killing Boers. Yes, exactly. They also got it from Pete Retief's party. Gave him a handful of those. Kenya officials will also not be happy about being detained briefly. I can't speak to that because I have conflicting information about Kenyans. Paul Stapleberg, welcome to you. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I was the first report, but the reason I'm the first to report, you know why? I'll tell you why. Because the trust that's been developed between my audience and me, despite the hate wankers, the haters, and the vile, repulsive scumbags who float around out there, there are good, decent people out there. People who trust people of character, people of honor, people who honor their word. I've falsely been accused by the flying monkey crowd. It hangs out with the Sunnyside Prowler of doxing people. That's bullshit. I never dox people. I protected people as entities. I've never given anyone's phone number to anyone on the planet without their permission, not once. Yet today, my number is given out to several people without my permission. I'm not upset about that, but I'm just saying I've never done that. When I had Willem and Kara on the program, we had them on screen, black. You couldn't see them. They just spoke, and we identified them. I came up with the names Jan and Mariki, and we did that for other people as well. So, the fact that people have trusted me because I've protected their identities, I've protected their equities, I have treated them fairly. I've never treated any single guest unfairly. Not one guest has ever had to storm off my show in anger or been mistreated. I have people in the chat who get whining crybaby and their feelings get hurt and leave, but that's different. That's different. That's because people have short fuses. That's not my guest. Yeah, Dingani killed Shaka. Did the Afrikaners hire him? No, he killed him. He killed himself. Willem, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Clouds are gathering. They want to reconcile reconciliation on Reconciliation Day, but it's not a single Forge record group was present. Exactly. I'm already too scared to go to the shops and go out. Now this happens. I have depression and struggle with anxiety. Okay. Scapi, are you listening? Please. All right, folks. Please listen to me carefully. Listen to the sound of my voice. Okay? It's a scare tactic. We don't even know if it's sanctioned by the highest levels of government, although we'll see if it was. The intent is to frighten people and make them nervous, which is exactly what they've done. It's not a mistake or coincidence that this occurred on Geloftedag, on Reconciliation Day. So much for Ubuntu. It's a reason it happened today. Okay? Take a deep breath. You're going to be okay. Don't worry about lists. Don't worry about registers. Don't worry about anything. Go about your business like I've told you your whole time. I already read Alan's super chat for 35 Rand. Thank you for that. Good evening, Colonel Wyatt. Thank you again for standing up for the truth for us Afrikaners and taking all the shit these idiots give you. Well, Chaos Juggler, it's not just you Afrikaners I stand up for. I stand up for English-speaking South Africans. I stand up for the Khoi. I stand up for the San. I stand up for the Sotho. I stand up for the Tswana. I stand up for colors, for Indians, for black, for white South Africans. I stand up for good, moral people of character all over the world. Yes, I do a special affinity for South Africans and especially the Tswana speakers, the Sotho, and the Afrikaners, but that doesn't mean I don't stand up for everybody, but you're very welcome. Okay. Good evening, Zay Martinez. How are you? Only info they could have gotten is your driver's info. Well, Quids, that's assuming it was a sign-in sheet, yes. And they already have that information. They already have your driver's license information and your car registration. That's information the government has. Okay, Rogue Falcon, thank you for trying to allay people's fears, but there's no need to do that. There's no need to do that. Let's not talk about methods, okay? No need to talk about what kind of automation the U.S. government uses, okay? All right, let's stop. Okay, there are many like you. Fear does not equal run. It results in firmer resolve. Mad Max, classic. Okay, I got that already. Okay, all right. Has anyone asked the security company on the matter? No, enemy. I don't know. ANC can't break into an ice cream van. I don't worry about them breaking U.S. database. No, they're not getting a database. Relax. Thank you for your membership. It's funny how they think it scares us. It motivates us. Well, Greeny, some people are scared. You can see that in the chat. You can see that. Dogzilla is being flooded like everyone else in Washington State, but fine. But the roads are closing one. But wow. Light rain. Is it getting pretty bad out there? Getting pretty hectic out there. Is Lily here? I saw somebody write to Lily. Oh, there she is. Hey, Lily. Welcome to you. I'm a bit behind 24. It's now 32. I'm about 8 minutes behind the chat. I'm catching up. And you all said hi. George is here. Welcome to you. Buster, moral of the story is a pigeon will never become an eagle that knows what to do with its freedom. Yeah, exactly. Why don't we start our own fake news thread and start spreading the story that Juju's name is on the list? Our case worker asked if we need food because they have food that was meant for someone that was supposed to arrive, but their flight got canceled. Now we have extra food. Well, that's unfortunate for them. But yeah, their flight got canceled for today, but they're going to need food for tomorrow. So anyway, interesting. Yeah, I know. Ubuntu in my in Samoa. Yeah. Okay. Moral story. Okay. And then Arhen, thank you for your membership. I did send you an email. Thank you in advance. Okay, Chris Juan, I'll try to answer it. Dogs will say very recent refugee family settled in L.A., Connor, Washington. In Connor, Washington, left due to flood warnings there at my mother's. Okay. Well, I hope they're okay, Dogzilla. Okay. Connor, I don't know that, or if I do, I don't recall it. The Rwandans and the Nazis started slow the scare tactics. Yep. Ilsa, how are you? Wendy, what's going on? I contacted you last night on an Outlook email in connection with yesterday's raid. Well, you're not going to get anything from me, Charles Sieberhagen. I don't use that email. I don't know why people do this. Why do they do that? And you're a member. You've been a member for a while. Why would you go in Outlook? I don't use Outlook. That is strictly for my PayPal. I'll go look there now. I'll go look there now. I'm not going to read your email to people, but I'm going to tell you that don't use my Outlook. Don't use any email other than the one on this account. I tell people that over and over again. Let me go to my Outlook. I do not look at this account unless somebody says they've done a PayPal for me. Okay. Okay, well, interesting you share what you just showed me because I know people who didn't get on board there. So that's interesting. Why have I suddenly got this? I've got a background in my Outlook. I didn't put that in there. Oh, no, I'm looking. No, I'm sorry. That's someone else. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, Charles. Okay, it's not Charles. It's Charles. Okay. Okay. Charles, can I read what you put in there? Let me know. Okay. All right. Yeah. Can I read what you said? I don't want to put it out there. I mean, can I read what you said, Charles? Thank you. Yeah, I never would have known to look there except you told me in this stream, because I don't go there except to look for PayPal. Ferdinand, what's going on? Good morning. Thank you for the work you're doing. Very welcome. What else got here? We were of those whose flights got canceled. Yes. Okay. No hope for humanity. Take a deep breath. I'm confident. I hope I'm not wrong, but I'm confident based on what I know that you'll get you out as soon as possible. Okay. This is not like when the government shut down. This is different. The resources are there, the people are there, so they'll get you out as quickly as they can. Okay. Joey, it's not about people keeping their mouths shut. Okay, let me be very clear about this, because I think Lily has been getting attacked in social media groups by people that are running their mouths, that are already here, that don't know what they're talking about. And I know I've been attacked. Let me explain something to you. The South African government knows where the refugee processing centers are. They know. The U.S. government signed leases in rented facilities, and people have big mouths. They've known from the outset. It's not a secret. It's only a secret to keep it away from people who mean you harm. When I tell people don't disclose where the blank refugee processing center is, it's not because I don't want the South African government to know. They know. It's because I don't want EFF. I don't want wackadoodles, nut jobs, lunatics with rifles showing up and bothering people. That's why we tell you to keep quiet. We don't want thieves gathering around, seeing targets of opportunity when people are distracted at refugee centers, stealing purses and stealing cars. That's why we tell you to keep your mouth shut. Operational security. The South African government knows where these events are being held. Do you know why? They also know who is doing it. Because the South African government approved the visa for every one of the people working in this program who came over. The people in the embassy aren't the ones doing this. I've told you this over and over again. They are not the ones running this program. It is not an embassy program. That's why all these people say, oh, the embassy didn't talk to me, because it's not their mission. They're there for relations between the U.S. and South Africa and promoting U.S. interests, not for refugees. The refugees are being handled by U.S. employees from a different branch of the State Department who are sent over there on temporary duty, making lots of money. Do you know what they make every day? Lots of money. Their hotel is paid for. They get money for meals. They got transportation, and they make extra money on top of their salary, and it's tax-free. So it's good stuff for them. They don't get wealthy, but it's good for them. So those people are known to the South African government. Why? Because they have diplomatic passports. They had to have a country clearance to come over there. They had approval from the Home Affairs to come into the country before they even leave the States. You cannot travel as an official U.S. government employee to a foreign country on an official mission without clearance. In fact, many of us who have top secret clearances can't even take holiday and go to the Bahamas without approval from our own employer. But in this case, diplomats, you have to have approval from the home nation. So the South African government knows every single American who's there doing this by name. They have their passport data. They have their visa. And they approved them being there. So let's get that clear. So when the lies come out from South Africa and Ronnie Lamola later today about this operation, when the lies come out, the South African government knows who these people are. They let them in the country. This was a provocation, pure and simple. It was an intimidation operation meant to frighten people. And look at all the people who are frightened. Look at them frightened. Stop being frightened. Stand up. Stand sam. This is an effort to intimidate you. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. They're trying to put the pot back, a lid back on the boiling pot. Yep. And the frogs are jumping out. Charles, it's okay. It's okay. But Charles, you must not have been in the program. We put on here every day. Every day my mods put the email address in. May I read that, Charles? Okay. I wasn't chastising you. I'm just saying I don't read that. So I'm getting, like today, I got several email messages, my personal email account from South Africans. I'm not answering those. I don't have time for that. I've asked people not to do that. I have 5,000 messages in there from today that I have to read, and I don't have time to read those emails. I make a concerted effort to go to the email tied to this account to try to keep up on these things. And there it is. Hendo put in there. All right. So nothing. I'm not chastising. I'm just saying that I never would have read it except you mentioned it here. Lolita Khatfal, thank you for the 14 rand. And the Wills just put in too. Saw a white Sam parked up the street from probably surveillance. Absolutely. Undercover surveillance. Absolutely disgusting. It happened on the 16th. That was intentional. Yep. Maybe they will increase the number of FTs because they could have done this on Monday. Why did they do it on Tuesday? They didn't start the week out this way. Thanks. I'm praying hard with my depression, anxiety. It's hard not to be scared. Okay, Scoppy, hang in there. Don't be depressed. People like you. People love you. At this point, the government is looking for the biggest threat. Facts. That's right. Facts. It's the 4th time YouTube canceled my subscription. Wow, Martin. You mean your subscription or your wow. Yeah, subscription. Wow, that's crazy. So there you go. See, 4 times. I have to fight to maintain my audience. I have to struggle to keep a crowd here because of YouTube shadow banning. It's sad. But you know what? It's not just me. They do it to a lot of people. I know it's early, but the Colonel has 2 times speed this morning, and my brain is still asleep. No, Dirk, I'm talking fast. It's 10:30 at night, and I'm talking fast. Yep. What happened today wasn't even on the 7 o'clock news. No, it won't be. No, and I'm going to show you the U.S. media outlets are reporting on it now because I've been attacked by the scumbags. Sherry Niemann, welcome to you. Sven Stalbard, hello. The video I looked at just now about black girl says I think it's whites' responsibility to right the wrong. So true. That's how they think. No, it's not whites' responsibility. What a bunch of nonsense. 60% of whites weren't even alive during apartheid. How big a deal was this? Did people get arrested and such? There are reports that someone was, it's a big deal, Doug. So let's just leave it at that, okay? Diplomatic immunity. Good morning, thing of nouns. Border management working on a public holiday is already mind-boggling. Exactly. Teletubby border management officials in uniform on a public holiday raiding a foreign diplomat operation, legal operation. That should say it all. When do you get the Teletubbies away from the donuts to work on a public holiday? No, Rogue, Falcon, Trump will not let it slip by. I can guarantee that. Vulkanhens, Guten Morgen, Herr Oberst von Sonnige Pelfontaine. I had to resubscribe. See, there you go. There's another person that had to resubscribe. Look at that. See, my channel will be growing by leaps and bounds if they weren't unsubscribing people all the time. Logic tells me they can only pull this stunt once. The government will soon realize they're farting against thunder. You're right, Arnie Brands. It's stupid. That's why I'm saying I've even given the ANC an out. What they need to do is say this is a rogue operation. We need to prove this. This is stupid. Why would somebody do that? The Americans have diplomatic immunity. Why are we interfering with their operations? We know where they're at, and heads will roll. That's what they should do. They're not that smart. If you spin your chair close to the speed of light, the Colonel gets faster. Expect the U.S. will eventually increase legit refugee intake once to sort out this illegal immigrant problem. I think they're going to increase the number now because of this. The KFC. I know it's KFC. You will be surprised how many things haven't been aired. Bomb scared, synagogues, Josie, crazy how media's controlled. Yep, Greenie, you're right. You're right. It's controlled. And that's why I was attacked so viciously by black supremacists and by white leftist liberals on the Twitter account and other places. Why I've been attacked by the flying monkey crowd from the Sunnyside Prowler, because they're wrong and because the media covers up events. And so they try to discredit. But go ahead, sweetheart. Keep trying to discredit. You abuse and expose yourself each time you open your cake hole. Yep. 3-piece streetwise. Yep. And that is exactly what Southern government will do. Claim it was a rogue operation. Exactly. Well, that's what they should do, Varoshka, if they have any sense. Colonel, I understand government meant to other people, like you said. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Calzy, welcome to you. Yep. All right. So good. Joey says, I'm not scared, more determined. All right. Let's get to some of these stories that I've got here for you now, folks. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't done it already. How are we doing on that front? We got 309 likes and we got 229 freeloaders. No, you guys, please hit the like button if you don't mind. Appreciate that. Your interaction on the chat makes the algorithm grow, brings people here. We have 538 people here on a Night Owls. Greenie just became a member. Thank you for that. Quids just gave 5 memberships. I'll leave it up, those 5. It's here 5 times, so please forgive me for that. It's crazy. It's getting worse. When I was in school, we all got along, but the brainwashing has been getting worse since 2009. What are the international consequences for government and any breaking the Vienna Declaration and program of action? The consequences? Well, sanctions are one. Rogue status is another. But it depends on what the leftist governments of Europe decide to do. Finally, the world is seeing how South Africa locks up news and anything bad happening. Exactly. Someone in the government is unwilling or unable to control. Yep. Dirk, they call that the crispy O-ring. Colonel Chris Wyatt should be allowed to help the U.S. government with the refugees program. He knows the current GNO like the back of his hand. It's only the ANC, but all the GM members. Yeah, thank you, Kelsey. It's a very kind statement of you. Chris James, do you reckon they will make use of decoy sites to prevent this? No. Why would they do that? Again, the South African government knows where these things are at. I mean, so yeah, I think that this is going to cause a lot of problems. Varoshka will watch later. Take care, Varoshka. Zona Bloom, hello to you. For a change, I'm early enough to catch the Night Owls. Welcome to you, De Flameless. Hi from Florida, Tyrone. What's going on? Future car guards. Afrikaners celebrated yesterday, so the raid seems to be on purpose. It is to make a point, Rita. That's what I said from the moment I report on. What about the German ambassador going to change his tune now? I doubt that, Dirk. I mean, after all, he just went recently. I went recently. Thank you, Lolita Hutfall, for your long-term membership. I recently went to German Oktoberfest here in Johannesburg. It was lots of fun. We had ice wine and lots of beer and lots of fun. And we had lots of fun, but no persecution. I recently met the German ambassador. No hair on his head and no brain inside his cranium. We had lots of ice buying and lots of beer, but he had no brain in his head. Yeah. Rohan says, please articulate your fear of future persecution. Oh, wait, pack it up. We got it covered. Yep. That's exactly right. The South African government has done anyone who seeks refugee status to the U.S. an immense favor. Even if this was a rogue operation, it proves that the government doesn't control things. That event today alone justifies your fear of persecution and shows political persecution of South Africans. Clear and simple. Done and dusted, finished and clear. No need to worry about it. No need to stay up at night going, oh, what do I tell them? You just tell them, hey, look what just happened to the refugees who want to come to America. This is political persecution. Yeah, exactly. If he has ice spine, he's good to go. The German ambassador. Yep. So no brain indeed. Exactly. Good morning. I was there yesterday. I can confirm the raid. Well, Kenny Kennard. No, that's not true. The colonel lies. He's a right winger. He worked for Mossad and the CIA. Don't you know that? This guy hates South Africa. Oh, he's terrible. Oh my gosh. He just makes stuff up. Can you believe he's doing it again? Oh, it's not true. Come on, Kenny. You know that's not true. You weren't there. Come on, be honest. You were at the KFC in Menlyn. Come on, be honest, Kenny. That's where you were. You were at the KFC in Menlyn. Yes. Talking about Cyril was big blunder. Hook on, thank you for your subscription. Hook on South Africa fishing and boating. Well, that's interesting. Malema also called for all African countries to boycott the G20 in the USA. There are no African countries in the G20. South Africa's not in it right now. There's nobody. No more questions about can you really go to different parties South Africa. Now the government is implicated in the persecution. Yep. Well, they already were with the racist laws. Yeah, Malema can call it whatever he wants, but is clearly as dof as they say. Yep. Did our bright government just score another own goal? They did. Ladies and gentlemen, go now. Let's go to the film. This match between the Orlando Pirates and Chelsea. What the hell are Orlando Pirates doing playing Chelsea? But I hate soccer. Orlando Pirates hosting Chelsea in DHL Greenpoint Stadium in Cape Town. All right. Makazole Orlando is moving the ball up the pitch for Bafana. Oh, wait. We were talking about Orlando Pirates. Oh, I'm so confused. It's soccer. Who cares? Look at this. He's open. He's ready all the way to the goal. Look. Oh, no. It's your goal. Oh, an own goal scored by South Africa's government. Oh, no, say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. But it is so. That's the story I've got. Okay, Mad Max is finding all the stories I've already found. I appreciate it, but I've been up. He's got a little bit of sleep there for a little bit. Thank you, Max, for the 35 rand. ANC is pissed due to Trump not including in the 20. Now they're trying to get back at Trump. Well, they will find out that is pissing into the wind. Damn it, the wind changed direction. It's pissed all over my leg. Thank you for your membership. There are no African countries in the G20. So Malema can call for all he wants to. Charles said I can read his email. Okay, thank you. I missed that. Apologies for that. Thank you for that. All right. Charles says, I was there today. We were about 100 to 150 people when he was there. I was missing my interview online with CWS, and officers from South African Home Affairs came into the office where my interview was being held and asked for my documents. I gave it to them. They commented, oh, you're a South African. Gave back my documents and left the room. I immediately felt like something is right and asked my interviewer if it was normal. She said no. Finished my interview, went back to the waiting room. There was no one left in the building except for the security who let them go outside. I got my car and left. Yep. Okay, cool. Sure, I will reach out to you. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Thank you for that. Thank you for letting me share it. The more you tighten your grip, the quicker your member will fall off. Exactly. Okay. Bafana goal. White people need to understand white people owe black people nothing except respecting their freedom. Correct. Exactly. There is something else at play. ANC released an internal memo indicating a false flag event. However, current events indicate that memo is in effect. Thank you for your subscription, Vospi. With an IQ less than 7, okay. Problem with postal is eventually you run out of people's money. Correct. How will Americans working the job feel about what happened? How would it affect their work? Well, it doesn't matter how they feel. They'll do their job or they'll be fired. I mean, they have to do their job. It's like soldiers. We got shot at. I'm not going back in there, Colonel. I can't go in. Why not? They were shooting at us. Well, that's what they do. Get your ass back in there. Put your Kevlar on, buckle up your body armor, load your magazine, get your ass back in combat. So it doesn't matter how they feel. They have a job to do. I don't think Princess Leia said that. Said what? Thank Colonel for taking time to attend to my email. Chris John, the subject line will be Rochester. Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, you're out of here, Chris John. Okay. All right. Let me look at that. I want to see what's going on there so it sticks in my head so I don't forget about it. Now I got to open up another email. Too many email accounts. Okay. Let me see. I wonder if this is probably... Whoa! Crapola! Good Lord! Whew! There's always lots of crap in here, but there's a lot here to come in tonight. My goodness. Okay, that came this morning. Okay. 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 All right. Thank you, Chris Sean. I'll see what I can do. Okay. All right. Unlike the ANC cadres, U.S. officials understand their job description. Chris, will the U.S. do an investigation? Yes. It's already being investigated. It's already being investigated. It's been investigated since it started going down this morning. Also, security measures and lockdown positions put in place. All the standard protocols that would be put in place by diplomatic security took place today. That I can guarantee. I don't have any inside information. I just, however, have worked at dozens of embassies, and I know what happens when this sort of thing goes down. There most likely was immediately a call for an emergency action committee to discuss the events with the ambassador and key staff personnel from the U.S. agencies who are present at the embassy. So I guarantee you that information. I can also tell you that Washington was well aware of this. Within half an hour of it happening, Washington was aware of it. They were aware of it. Something seems odd about the raid as well. Normally when an operation like this is held, they have to be accompanied by SAPs. So why were there police present? Well, again, it may be that someone sent them on a rogue operation. Yep. I mean, what we just heard there from Charles' email is that they asked him for his documents. The guy said, oh, you're South African. Maybe the agents, most of the agents that were sent there were told they were doing a raid on illegals. That may very well be the case. I don't know. That's pure speculation, but it makes sense. We know that some of them knew it was the refugees because of the, oh, look at all these whiteys trying to flee to America. So obviously some present knew that. But that was a conversation that was held outside with someone who was outside. So maybe it's, we don't know. It's just rank speculation. They're trying to get back in America through refugees. It is very immature, Diana. It's also stupid. How are they going to hurt us with that? Magazine, a swear word still. That and pinched fingers. Spent the whole afternoon cleaning magazine. Gotcha. Something seems... Okay, got that. One of our community was told by their helper that most blacks feel it's their right to steal from their employer, redress the past. Yeah, that's someone's opinion, Karen. I mean, I know lots of black South Africans. That's not how they feel. Disarming us. Okay, SOP says SAPs need to be present. I work for SAPs. Yep, exactly. So there you go. That I didn't know, love hate. That I didn't know. But I did say, what is Border Management Authority doing a raid inside of Johannesburg, in Sandton? Why are they doing this in Johannesburg? What is that all about? That's not near the border. Now, that doesn't mean they don't have authority inside the border. We have U.S. Customs we have U.S. Border Patrol who go into Oklahoma going after illegals, true. But they can't do that without local law enforcement coordination. They know it's not illegal. There are no white illegals entering South Africans. Our FBI is also present. It's, Rogue Falcon, I will not answer that question. I will tell you that FBI agents have been in South Africa and also tell you that there are FBI agents in American embassies and they're disclosed. They're disclosed to the host nation. We have something called LEGAT, a legal attaché, just like a excuse me. I got a brain cramp right now. Defense attaché. It was Home Affairs, Conrad. Okay, so let's get to the 600 people currently watching. Now let's go. So this is for the haters. I dedicate the next news broadcast, the description of the events unfolding now, to the haters, the hate wankers, the people that can't let go of their members, the flying monkey crowd that associates with the Sunnyside Prowler, the Sunnyside Detective. This one's for you, all the liars who said that I was telling fake news, that I didn't know what I was talking about, that I hate South Africa. You're so full of crap, it's unreal. So full of crap. Right, here you go. So, not a true story. The colonel made it up. It didn't happen. What's this? Oh, that's the wrong story. Sorry. Trump has ordered a blockade. That's the wrong one. Whoops. What you doing there, man? Where the hell's it at now? I got to find it. That was embarrassing. It's been so long. That's not it. Where the hell's it at? Oh, this not so good. This not so good. Where the hell's it at? Okay, I give. Where did the stories go? Oh, not there. Must be in another window. Oh, that's embarrassing. So which window's it in? Not that one. Not that one. Oh, there it is. Here you go. Sorry. All right, here you go. So here you go. This is for the haters. So, damn it, that's not it either. Here we go. All right, this is it. Now you got it. There you go. CNN. South Africa briefly held U.S. government personnel on refugee assignment amid fraught relationship. Priscilla Alvarez and Jennifer Hansler. Okay. South African government briefly held them released 2 U.S. government employees on assignment in South Africa as part of the Trump administration's bid to admit Afrikaners to the United States, according to multiple sources. But they're not Afrikaners, Priscilla. They're not Afrikaners. Some of them are, you dingbat. Okay. The incident appeared to mark an escalation in the already tenuous relationship with the United States. It isn't clear why the employees were questioned. The U.S. government is seeking immediate clarification from the South African government and expects full cooperation and accountability, said Timothy Piggott, a deputy spokesperson. Or Tommy Piggott, excuse me. We'll have more to say once all the facts are confirmed, but the Trump administration will always stand up for U.S. interests, U.S. personnel, and the rule of law. CNN reached out to USCIS, which referred questions to the State Department. CNN also reached out to South African Home Affairs for comment. President Trump, okay, yeah, now they just tell his lies about President Trump. Okay, so look at this. See, this is CNN actively repressing or suppressing me. CNN knows that I am involved with covering this story. They could have contacted me. They flew me to Alabama. They know. They did a fake interview with me. They know me. But here they refer to the Amerikaners. An organization partners U.S. facilitate, says post on X, urgent FAM USCIS location raided by South African officials. Yeah, no mention of me here. No mention of me. You're such a fake news organization, CNN. So that's CNN. That's one source of information. The Hill, a leftist publication. South African authorities raid U.S. refugee facility by Rebecca Beich. And this story was published at 4:04 p.m. 4:04 p.m. would be about 6 hours after I report on the story. South African authorities raid a U.S. refugee facility in Johannesburg, briefly detaining U.S. staff who've been processing white Afrikaner refugees. Once again, not white Afrikaner refugees. That's just some of them. It's a source. The episode is sure to be a source of further tension. No kidding. It's a violation of the Vienna Convention. The Trump administration consistently raised concerns about the treatment of Afrikaners in South Africa, including allegations of racial targeting, violence, and failure of authorities to adequately protect certain communities. We are seeking immediate clarification from South African government and expect full cooperation and accountability, said Tommy Piggott, the principal deputy spokesperson for the State Department. Yep, there you go. And then also this one from the Daily Caller. Let me find that real quick. Okay. All right, this is from the Daily Caller, and this one attributes to me. It's now got 4,000 views. When I first saw it, it just had a couple dozen views. So, Derek van Buskerk, new state deputy spokesperson, tells me the U.S. is requesting information from South African government over claims South African officials disrupted U.S. refugee processing operations in Johannesburg today. We'll have more to say once all the facts are confirmed, but the Trump administration will always stand up for U.S. interests, U.S. personnel, and the rule of law. Interfering in our refugee operations is unacceptable. U.S. officials fled and refugee flights to the U.S. were pulled today, reports at WMW Chris. That's right. But you should see what comes on my channel, okay? The evil stuff that people are saying here. Let me just get to this very quickly here. On a holiday, haha, not a chance, okay? While all this was supposedly happening, no one took out a phone and recorded a video. That's because they can't have phones, dumbass. See how stupid these people are? How fake is this, Grok? Here's the source. Okay. Shouldn't America process refugee seekers in America? Why do they do it from South Africa? See how little they know about refugees? We never process refugees in America. We process them overseas, dumbass. Somebody said I'm the only truthful person. Okay. You really believe this? I don't know. I know you don't. When was the last time Southern officials wore khaki uniforms? They wear them all the time, dumbass. That's called home affairs. Okay, diplomatic fault. Okay, it's amazing how people don't ask for proof, don't fact check, just take the word of a racist, bitter, bigot, pathetic old man. You see that? That's the abuse I get here. Spreading lies and misinformation. You're such a loser, Chris. You're such a little grifter. What utter nonsense is this? Even with their slightest chance of this being true, provocation on whom? In a country where there's no genocide, the undermining that is happening. Dude, you violated the Vienna Conventions. Are you stupid? Can't be a refugee processing center. Which one was it? Was it the one in here, perhaps center? No, dumbass. Okay. Then a little picture of someone did AI picture. Wyatts are working overtime to kindle a fire in South Africa. These are racist, black supremacists. I hope not. Okay. What else? Never knew we had refugee centers. Okay. We need to do more, especially. Okay. Where's the update? Where's the update? Well, okay, dumbass, I'll give you the update. Okay, here you go. There you go. Copy. Update. There you go. There's one. Paste. That's one. Okay. Yep. What else? If it takes false news to help you sleep better tonight, congratulations. These are attacks on me. What else? It goes on and on here. Yeah. This two-faced liar, son of Satan. How does the United States has a site in South Africa processing? Those things should happen on embassy grounds. This guy is a grifter. He doesn't even know how embassies operate. They can operate a U.S. embassy. You're wrong, Daniel. You're a dipshit. You're a dumbass. You're a fucking loser. You don't know shit. I don't know how embassies work at. Fuck what? I've worked in dozens of embassies. You don't know shit. Let go of your penis and let the blood flow back to your brain. More lies, says Neil Botsi. Where's the proof? Just lying through your teeth. Well, okay, another idiot. So we'll have to give that idiot. See, these racists are just vile. And they have the audacity. They have no morality whatsoever. Just racist losers. Okay. Okay, what else? And it just goes on and on. We didn't make a list of countries to be totally banned or restricting the U.S. asshole. We know you wanted this so bad. Economic business realities, lies, normally get along with it because one is based on actual tangible evidence. Yeah, see, that's the sort of stuff I put up with that crap. Yeah, hey, Devette Martins, I'm not scared either. These are losers. These are pathetic hate wankers. They're busy with their fingers wrapped around their penis, and it really cuts the blood flow off their brain. There are connected business people who misuse power, and police do dirty work. This is intentional. They intimidate. They know they're above the law. It's happening everywhere. Yep. These locations have immunity. They're very much, well, the diplomats have protections they've afforded, and this raid is something you can't do. No. Spending all their money on trolls and bots to create disinformation, maybe spending on paying some bills. I agree with that, Dirk. Yep. No, Devette Martins. And Vaspi, thank you for your membership. You came up earlier. There it is again. Or you maybe subscribed earlier. Now you become a member. Thank you for that. Logical thinking, common individual. I prefer following this channel. Common sense is running after them. They're running faster. Where's our Honorable White Minister of Agriculture? Well, he is not silent. He spoke today. Do I still have that or did I delete it? I might have deleted it because it was boring. I think I deleted it because it was boring. Did I delete it? Where the hell? I'm busy running up this news earlier. I think I must have deleted it. I have a bunch of news prepped here, but I'm not running it right now. Oh, there it is. I have it. Here's your Minister of Agriculture.
On this.
Okay, here we go. Here you go. Here's the Minister of Agriculture. Have you met my white Minister of Agriculture? Just in case you haven't. Here's my white Minister of Agriculture. Here you go.
This important day, we remember the deep injustices inflicted on South Africans from our painful history, which has, nevertheless, made us stronger and more united in our diversity. Reconciliation does not ask us to forget the past. It asks us to acknowledge it honestly and then work hard to bind the wounds that it caused and build a future in which every South African can share in the promise of our democracy. This year reminded us of the true strength of that democracy, the power of the voter. In 2024, it was South Africans acting through the ballot box who opened the door to a new chapter for our country. Your vote brought diverse parties together in a government of national unity, and your voice set us on a path towards stability.
Survey says, I'm sorry, that's simply not true, Mr. Steenhuisen. No. Your vote, ladies and gentlemen, what was the percentage of people who rocked up to the polls in the national election? What was the percentage? 38% of eligible voters. 38% of eligible voters. 38%. Your vote, no. 62% of eligible South Africans did not vote. That's who they voted for. Nobody. We're not going to listen to any more of that. Yeah, I still have that. I have John's thing there, so. He does. He's reading from a script, and it's just polished acting. It's poor acting at that. Ganikli Tusi says, but we do just read the scripture. We do, otherwise our children will suffer God. What's going on, Ganikli? What's good? Sorry, Tusi is. I can't pronounce the other. Sorry. What's going on? Each one used to have NDC number plates. Everyone made a joke of it. Stands for nothing done correctly. John is on Afrikaner. Yes, we will. Okay, let's jump ahead here on my Steenhuisen triggers headaches for Hendo. Sorry, this guy is bought and paid for. Yep. He is not going to be along for the DA. The DA is going to go down in flames if they don't get rid of him soon. Only Cyril's worse than John, says Diana Townsend. Off to work. Okay, fight. There you go. Did he not just, yeah, he went to Vietnam too. Does he know some of us have more than 2 brain cells? Exactly. Okay, we are sitting ducks. I cannot even run an honest business without being intimidated. I can't go to IPD knowing no one will protect my family, will become a bigger target. Yeah, mafia state, man, you're right. Yep. Aren't you scared to report on these things, Colonel? No, I'm not. I live in a very safe neighborhood. I don't have to lock my doors. I don't have to lock my car. I can leave packages and leave my personal belongings on the front porch, and they're there. Nobody shoots in my neighborhood. There are no drug dealers, no crack. Everyone gets along really well. Colonel, I see Durko all over this. Maybe, just maybe, this is cancer attempt to discredit home affairs. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. That's an interesting. Intimidating people for engaging in lawful foreign government process, filming them and interfering diplomatic is gross abuse of state power, and it proves exactly why people want out. Well, it's also, Mark, a violation of South Africa's constitution. The refugee issue exposes the lie. If South Africa were genuinely non-racial, the state would allow scrutiny. It would trust citizens to speak freely. It would not fear interviews or exits. Yes, Michelle Krauss, the DA has had nothing to say. But to be fair, the South African government has had nothing to say. So, I get it. Yeah, same effect to me as some dicey Indian food. Going to America will be a lot to get used to, considering the homes are not fortified. I don't have any razor wire. There's no crew serve. Well, there is a crew serve weapon because the FEMA tents were becoming a bit much. I had to put a weapon out there because too many FEMA tents were on my lot. But yeah, I don't know if Steam has and would have known about this raid. I doubt it. Why does they have? What does they have? Nothing on the DA. The DA just wants to be in power. They've been struggling for 25 years to get in power, and now they're in power. Not much power. Not real power. They don't control the police. They don't control the military. They don't control intelligence. They don't control anything of any real significance or importance in South Africa. Justice system, foreign affairs, all of that's controlled. Finance, all controlled by the ANC. So the DA has the scraps, the things that are broken. Home affairs, communications. No harm they can do to the ANC there. Yep. Aren't you scared that people come after you as a person because you're exposing things? No. Please stop sharing stuff like that. People saying stuff like that is not helpful. Do you think about what you say before you type? Honestly? Do you actually think about what you say? I mean, honestly. Thank you very much. People don't use their brain. They don't gauge their brain. Panic response, raids, intimidation, diplomatic outrage tells us the truth. The state knows the narrative collapses on examination. Very liberating not needing to lock your door. I lived and worked in the U.S. for a year on H-2B program. I stopped looking over my shoulder for a year. You'll love it. Yep. Oh, Red from that 70s show. Dumbass. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I hated that show because I was not an Ashton Kutcher fan. I couldn't stand Ashton Kutcher until I watched The Ranch. I watched him in The Ranch, and it was a pretty good show on Netflix, The Ranch. And then I kind of started, okay, he's not so bad. And then, I watched that 70s show after the fact, watched every episode of all the seasons, and it was a pretty good show, actually. Yeah. Anyway, so let's just talk about the violations of South Africa's constitution that took place today, all right? Let's just talk about this, okay? Come on, my computer's acting up again. All right, so get this up here. Section 16, 18, and 21. Okay, so here we go. Here are the violations of South Africa's constitution taking place, okay? All right, so here's the first one. Section 16 of South Africa's constitution guarantees freedom of expression, which includes freedom of the press, the right to receive or impart information, in other words, share information, people, and the freedom of artistic and academic expression. This is a guarantee. What was that? The hell was that? Something just got disconnected one of my drives. Hang on a second. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, my E drive is connecting and disconnecting. What the hell? That's interesting. Yeah, there's definitely something not right with my computer. Or it could be that drive. I don't know.